What's up, everybody? Welcome into Leading Off right here on Fantasy Pros. It is me, Joey P, Joe Pisapia. That, of course, is Dan Harris, and it's you, and we're talking all things baseball. Today, it is June 1st. We're turning the page. It's a new month. It's a fresh start. I shaved off most of the beard. We're just, we're doing. And today we got a great show for you, as always. We got an incredibly huge slate of DFS games we'll break down. And, of course, we've got ups and downs and everything in between. Dan, does the 1st of June mean anything to you? Does it feel like kind of the turning of a page when we're done with a month?
No.
Sorry, you never disappoint. I try every day to.
I'm trying to keep
start this show off with a bang, and just
hold on.
Just kill it. You're the show killer, Dan Harris.
I'll be serious. Sorry, I'll be serious.
No, that was very good. It was very good. I like running bits. I'm a big fan.
All right. Anyway, June 1st in particular is a big deal because I kind of always have that as the all right. Now I'm going to look at the standings. Now I'm going to look at the standings in the Fantasy Baseball League. Now I think I've got a little bit better of a sense of how my team is, what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are, what my league looks like, what I need to do to address. So for the most part, I try to avoid the standings. Like, who cares? It doesn't matter what it looks like in May. You can have a hot week or two and be fine. But now in June, it's a little more settled. So I think, to me, June 1st as a whole means that it's kind of time to start taking the standings a little more seriously than you have been.
You know who's happy May is over? The Yankees. The Yankees are happy May is over. Ooh, It has not been a good month of May.
No good.
New York Yankees lost again. This one to the Rays yesterday, getting swept by the Tigers over the holiday weekend. Ooh. Oh, and let's start with that because it's fun. Let's go. Let's go up. Rays win for the 16th time in 17 games. I don't know what the Rays are doing there, but Rich Hill, good again. People were worried, why did Rich Hill come out of the start? Well, because it's the Rays. That's the answer to that question. And Rich Hill has been absolutely spectacular. They beat the Yankees 3-1. Kyle Tucker had a season-best 3 hits and tied a career high with 4 RBI in yesterday's game. And DeGrom was dominant. MVP chance in Arizona on the road for DeGrom. 6 innings, 8 Ks. And did you know? Well, actually, maybe we'll do this little fun thing again because you always love this. I know you love to give bad numbers. What's the percentage this year of outs via strikeout for Jacob DeGrom? You want to take a shot on that bad boy?
36%.
Higher, Bob.
43%.
Higher, Bob.
49%.
46%.
Okay,
so
that's fine.
Pretty stunning.
Try to keep it. I figured it would be in the mid 40s. He, by the way, I can't remember seeing another pitcher just hit 100 miles an hour regularly. Like, that's just every pitch. 100, 100 out of the stretch, 100, 100, 100. He's remarkable. Just forget about it. Amazing.
All right. You know what else is remarkable? A guy who doesn't want to see May come to a close is Rich Hill. Check this out. I give a big shout out to him on Sunday on the TV show, and I wanted to share these stats because they're even better now after this last start. So over his last 28 days, so this is basically the month of May for Rich Hill, 31 innings and 5 starts. ERA is .85. He is 3-1, 32 strikeouts, 11 walks, .85 whip, .85 ERA for Rich Hill. How you doing? I mean, that is spectacular.
What's hilarious about it is that his rostered percentage just never climbed to the point where it should. I do a 2-star look ahead article where basically I go a week ahead and I say, if you have roster space, maybe, not fighting over the 2-star pitchers for this coming week, but look ahead, stash somebody. And Rich Hill, because he was supposed to have a 2-start week, then it got pushed back. He was on it back-to-back weeks, and I have a cutoff of 70% rostered, and he was 50%, 60%. People were just like, whatever.
Tragic.
It should be 100%. As long as he's healthy, he's out there. He's as good as he ever has been, so long as he's healthy, which will probably be for 3 more starts, but enjoy it while you've got it,
Hey, man, if you had him for the month of May, you're loving it. He's done enough good that you can not worry about it. And if you want to sell him off it, that's fine. As Dan's saying, God knows how much Rich Hill's gotten left in the tank. But right now, it looks good. And anytime somebody signs with the Rays, I automatically go, ooh. And you remember in the offseason, I said, there's no way I was touching Rich Hill this year until he signed with the Rays. And I went, you know what? I think I might go down this well one more time and see what's there. And sure enough, could you imagine that bet people would have lost if they said, who's going to have a better season, Rich Hill or Blake Snell?
Yeah, Blake Snell. I did look in, though. I promised I was going to look into him to try to diagnose.
Well, let's do it. Since I brought it up, let's do it. And then we'll get to the downs.
It's obnoxious, actually, is what it is. When I look at it, what it really seems to be is that batters have just basically collectively said, you know what? This guy really doesn't live in the zone. He just doesn't. Like, he gets you to chase. That's how he's had success. We're just going to stop swinging right now. Like that's just what we're going to do, because he's still in the zone roughly the same amount that he usually is, about 35%. Now that's down from his heyday, but that's about what he's in the zone. Doesn't matter. Batters are swinging only 41.4% of the time. That's a career low. They are chasing never, down to 29.4% O swing. That's the deal. Even in the zone, though, they're swinging less than ever. They're just waiting him out, and he is not getting ahead. His first pitch strike percentage is only 55%, constantly pitching from behind. So batters are just like, I know there's a pretty good chance it's going to be out of strike, so I'm going to wait you out. And once you finally come in, I'm going to show you. That's why he's walking so many guys, I think, because batters have just finally figured out he's never throwing in the zone, and he's got to adjust back. He's got to start firing it in there more if he can. So in the end, this is something where I think his stuff is probably fine. I think he's just got to change his approach, recognize that batters have kind of cracked the code a little bit, and start pounding the zone a little bit. I'd still buy low if I could, but not quite as low. Like, I'm not the XFIP. I know yesterday, Joe, you were like, the XFIP. Got to get there. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm buying low, but not quite as much, because I do need to see him actually start pounding the zone a little more.
That's fair. I think the other thing that enters into it is, when you move to a different team, you have different game callers, different catchers,
True.
it's and that pitch mix might not be there right now. Maybe it is a matter of just starting to try to get ahead of guys, throw more first pitch strikes and see what you can do there. But good numbers there. See, Dan is a man of his word. If he says he's going to dive in there, he's going to dive all the way into the pool right from the board. He's going to go right off the jumping board into the deep end, baby. That's what Dan Harris does. All right, 3 down. Flaherty was very good, but his start was truncated, and I love that word. It's one of my favorite words, truncated, by side tightness. I hate when things of mine get truncated by side tightness. Adalberto Mondesi hit a 2-run homer, but he did injure his hamstring. Wah, wah, wah. So we'll see what that does. Because, guys with, speed, has hamstring injuries. That's always the best thing. And then Andrew Vaughn and Tim Anderson both missed yesterday's game due to allergies. Now, I hope allergies is code for hungover. Like, that's the only thing I can hope that's really what that means. That is acceptable in my baseball world. Hungover is acceptable. Allergies, I mean, I got allergies. I woke up this morning, blowing my nose, and I was outside all day yesterday with the kiddos. Yes, allergies happen. You still, you go and you play. You're making millions of dollars. You don't have to play baseball all year. It's just for the 6 months that you're playing. Allergies, Dan Harris. This is. I don't know where this ranks on the cramp scale, but it's not good. I can tell you, I don't like this one.
Not good. But I that's your thing.
Allergies.
To rant on people. It's fine.
Well, I mean, look, you break your arm, you're not going to play. That's fine, unless you break your arm or your hand ripping off your shirt aggressively, in which case that's stupid.
I'm sure Kevin Pillar would have played. And
Kevin Pillar did play yesterday, and this is Joe's tough guys to counterbalance the allergies. I had to find a couple things because I don't want to start off June in a negative way. So Kevin Pillar got a hit in his first game back, his first at-bat, returning from breaking his entire face, basically. Good job by you. And also, this was kind of fun. On MLB.com, they did a thing of who, in honor of Lou Gehrig's streak, I guess, starts tomorrow. It's like the historical, the debut of Lou Gehrig and then him never looking back. And it was fun. They did a look at every guy on every team who's got the longest streak of games consecutively played. So in the American League, it's Whit Merrifield with a whopping 274 straight games. And in the National League, it's Freddie Freeman with 268. So most teams were somewhere, they had one guy from somewhere in the 170 range to about the 250 range. But those are the two outliers. So Freddie Freeman, Whit Merrifield, guys in the lineup, getting the job done. Two of my favorites. What do you think about this? The guys who play every day and just, especially in those head-to-head formats, how valuable that is.
Yeah, sure. Especially in those formats, those guys add a ton of value. And it's kind of a little bit of a market inefficiency, just at bats and just being there. You can overcome a lot of deficiencies in your lineup. So yeah, the guys like Merrifield and Freeman do get a little added bit of value just because they're going to be in the lineup and for the most part producing.
All right, let's get into some of the other pitching performances. We talked about DeGrom and Hill. Let's talk about Jose Barrios, 8 innings, 6 Ks versus the Orioles. I know it's the Orioles. Now, a couple weeks ago, we talked about his xFIP, versus his ERA. Very different story. It was a big, I think it was almost half a run differential between the two a few weeks ago. Now we're looking at 3.36 ERA. That's kind of come back to where it's supposed to be. You missed the window, it's over. Corbin Burns, 7 Ks against the Tigers. His ERA sits at 2.24. Johnny Cueto, 5 Ks against the Angels. And Logan Gilbert, 5 Ks against the A's. What'd you think about this start from Logan?
I really liked it. Actually, he did give up some hard contact that kind of was right at people, but I've watched Gilbert pretty closely because he does strike me as somebody who should be better than he has been coming in. Again, the big thing on him, with our guy, the Welsh, kind of, he's very polished. That's what he should be. This was a very solid start. He was, his fastball started out at like 97. It came back down to 95, whatever. But he just seemed more comfortable in this one with his pitch mix, even after he got squeezed by the ump a couple of times, held it together. So for Gilbert, I am optimistic now on what we're going to see going forward.
I apologize, by the way, for those of you watching on YouTube Live. I had to, for a moment, kind of step off to the side of the camera and pause and turn my mic off because I had to sneeze because my allergies were so bad this morning. But I'm still here.
Power through.
Still here, powering through. Somehow we'll make it out. Also going through some rough outings. Dillon Bundy, this has been a rough season for him. This ERA is at 6.49. I don't know here. This is not good. This is no good. I don't want to take too much out of the Carlos Rodon outing because he's been so dominant. He was bound to have some clunkers here and there. Nobody's going to have a 1 ERA all year. This is not going to happen. Chris Paddock, 5 runs, 6 Ks against the Cubs. Eduardo Rodriguez now, okay, now it's starting to sputter out of control. This is not good. His ERA is well over 5, almost towards 6. Caprillion came back to earth. That crash landed a little bit against the Mariners. And Vince Velasquez gave up 6 runs against the Reds. But Bundy, I see the peanuts and the Cracker Jacks here. A lot of Bundy discussion here. I don't know what to do here. I think you got, if you can pick up somebody and move on, you do it. And it sucks that it didn't work out, but I think you got to cut bait. This is June, as you're saying. We're a third of the way through the season.
Yeah, I mean, do I think that there is a plausible scenario where Dillon Bundy is a very, very solid top 30 starting pitcher going forward? I do, but I still don't think that means that you are obligated to hold on to him because you can't throw him out there right now. He is just getting tattooed. He's very hittable. And he also doesn't have the track record of a guy like Luis Castillo, who even I'm sort of like, okay, I feel like might be done with you over here. Bundy's really just working on what he showed last year in a truncated season, Joe.
Nice.
So,
well done.
Thanks. I'm working it back. Nice. So for me, look, I think Bundy could probably turn it around. I think if I roster him in anything 12 teams or deeper, I'm probably holding him. But for now, you can't start him. And if you had to drop him, especially in the shallow league, I have no issue with it.
All right, I want to talk about somebody who's just pitching and not blowing guys away, not lighting up the radar gun. It's Jose Urquidy. And when you watch him, even though he had 9 strikeouts yesterday, this is a guy who just knows how to pitch. And when you watch him, you can see him changing speeds, changing location, moving the ball all over the place. And it's a pleasure to watch him. And it's against a very formidable Red Sox lineup he was going against yesterday. And I kind of bring this up because I wish there were more Jose Urquidys out there, because I feel like some of these max velocity guys, and you see the burnout on their arm and what happens. And when I watch this guy, it's so different. It's such a refreshing thing in today's baseball. Now, it's different when you watch Jacob deGrom, who's got the easy 100 and all that stuff, and he's changing all over the place and whatnot. But I wish there was more Urquidys right now in baseball, because I think it's good for baseball. And I think you see this guy going out there and taking the ball and pitching 6 innings pretty much all these starts, and going out there and giving his team a chance to win. And I feel like throwing instead of pitching is ruining a lot of things sometimes in Major League Baseball. And I'd like to see a little bit more of this. This is a player that I don't have any shares of, that I think next year I'm going to, because I like so much of what I see, and I think he's a professional pitcher, and that is a lost, dying art form, if you will.
Yeah, this is really impressive considering it was his first game back from injury. I usually like to fade guys, but 6 innings, 1 run, 9 strikeouts against the Red Sox. That's pretty impressive. The big thing with him is he's not a huge strikeout guy, right? He's got 7.5 per 9 this year. He didn't strike out a ton last year. So I also have no shares of him. He was just kind of a guy who I was like, okay, I don't know. Like, the strikeout rate wasn't there. I'm not sure if I want to get there. But he's been incredibly impressive where he is. And, I keep looking at Christian Javier, who I sort of have been like, well, he's going to get back in the rotation. But with Urquidy healthy and everything like that, their rotation's pretty deep. They're a really scary team, man. I mean, they really are. And we talked about it on the Betting Bros show before the season started about how much we like their odds for the division to win the American League, even me to win the World Series. And they're really kind of pounding at the door right now. So I do like Urquidy. You're right. I like the way he pitches. He's much more of a pitcher than a thrower. But again, if he is going to strike out guys like this, which he hasn't been this season, but if it's, he's fully healthy, 9K is pretty impressive against the Red Sox.
Here's an interesting one from Mike Mayer, the backbone of our show here. Dillon Bundy has a 6.49 ERA, but a 3.28 xERA.
Yes.
And then the big googly eyes going, who?
Mike loves the big googly eyes, by the way. He's a big googly eye person.
Now he hits a nerve with me because this is intriguing. But here's the problem.
By the way, hold on. I want to put this up for Mayor to comment in the chat. I've got him as a 3.98 xERA, just so you know. So Mayor, double check that. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Oh, hey, Spider, go get your shine box.
I don't know.
That's what I felt like just now. Wow,
I could be wrong. But either way, by the way, he also has
on Mayor.
He also has a 509 FIP. So I let's just, walk it back a little bit. It's not as if I'm checking his Sierra 391. There's no doubt, by the way, that Bundy has been better than his overall numbers. He doesn't walk guys. He's giving up a ridiculous amount of home runs, just a ridiculous amount, like over 2/9 or whatever. But in the end, you kind of, Bill Parcells, you are what your record says you are. At some point, you kind of are what your numbers are right now. All right. Well, Mayor says he's looking at StatCast. I'm looking at Fangraphs for xERA. So who knows? Maybe you've got it. So anyway, go ahead, Joe. Sorry, we're not going to fight here on the podcast.
I don't know. I think we might. Look at that. Ooh, Mike told you, and that's from Marcus.
All I know is that it is fair. I'm not looking at StatCast right now. I am looking at Fangraphs where it has his xERA at 3.98.
I'm pretty sure somebody's getting a shine box. That's all I know.
God, get Mayor out of here. Anyway.
All I know what's going on here. I said I was all right, Spider. That's what I said. All right, here's a good one. Some people are asking about your thoughts on Tony Gonsolin. I've seen this the last couple of days too.
Yep.
I'm all about picking up Tony Gonsolin. He's a good pitcher. Another one of these good pitchers, right? Not necessarily huge strikeout pitchers. We'll have a couple games like that, but that's definitely a pickup. Here's an intriguing one because this is a player that really had a phenomenal season last year, but when he dug deeper, there were definitely some concerns. And this is from Colin Keene. He wants to know, is it okay to panic on Brendan Lau and Dynasty? Peripherals aren't great either. I think it's okay to panic, especially with all these guys coming through the pipeline. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, maybe not panic. He's still, for the most part, hitting for home runs. So again, in the same way as we would sort of write off what we saw last year and not dig too deep into it because it was a shortened season, you basically have less than that right now going into the year. So I'm not totally panicking, but I do think it's fair to wonder whether or not we may have overvalued him after last year, just because, he's striking out a ton last year. He had cut it down to 25% or so. It's back up right now to 31%. So that's kind of where he's got to, if he's going to strike out over 30% of the time, if that's what he is as a player, I would be worried about it a little bit. I'm just not ready to firmly draw that conclusion yet. I want to see what it looks like after the entire season.
All right, let's talk about some home run calls from the Cracker Jacks yesterday. And again, if you want to get in on this, go to Discord and join our Fantasy Pros channel over there. It's free, it's fun, it's spectacular. We had
FantasyPros.com/chat, by the way.
FantasyPros.com/chat over on Discord. The Wonky Penguin called Fernando Tatis, and she has 3 home run calls.
She's here, by the way. She's in this chat. I saw her earlier today. She is absolutely dominating, and if she keeps going like this, we might have to add
honestly,
co-host.
When you have a name like the Wonky Penguin, I mean,
Wonky Penguin,
you're already well
dominating, dominating,
so.
Absolutely remarkable. But
Penguin
good on you.
Tatis Croonman had Austin Meadows and KONSD Tatis all had dingers yesterday. So Tough Guy Joe Pisapia at the top with 6, Dinger Dan with 5, and Wonky Penguin in just a couple weeks has already got 3. So I want to see what Wonky Penguin's picks are because I'm going to just copy whatever she's got. Let's get to the DFS slate. But before we do, let's talk about our sponsor. Hey, everybody out there know what our sponsor is? You know, it's Manscaped. It's manscaped.com. It's the Lawnmower 4.0. It's the 4000K LED light. It's the 1 through 4 guard trims. It's the advanced skin safe technology. I can remember all of these things because I do this every day. Also, I live the Manscaped. It's not just a talk. it's a walk or a trim, if you will. I don't just talk the talk, I trim the trim. I think I'm okay to say that. So anyway, if you go to manscaped.com right now, you can get 20% off and free shipping using our code leading off. Again, that's leading off. And that new lawnmower 4.0 can be yours. It's got the longest battery life ever. It's got the hot foil chrome stamped black Manscaped logo on it. It looks cool. It is cool. And if you want to be like the cool kids, you need to Manscaped. Again, go to manscaped.com. 20% off free shipping. Your balls will thank you. All right, let's get after it. 14 games. Ooh, and a lot of good pitchers. We got some 4 outcome games. We got a lot of stuff. I'm going to keep this as simple as I can here. Cash game arms on FanDuel. You got Glass now at 10-7 to 9-8. He's going against the Yankees and Herman. Herman's pitched very well. Is this an oppo opportunity with Herman for you, or is just a very clear Tyler Glasnow, kick him while they're down, New York Yankees? I think I'm going to go with the kick him while they're down because Glasnow's been that good. He's earned that respect for me. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, without a doubt. Glasnow has definitely earned it. The Yankees are not scaring anybody right now. Stanton.
Except Aaron Boone.
Yeah. I mean, Stanton hasn't done anything. Gleyber Torres, has a lower, average exit velocity than any human being who's ever hit a baseball right now. It's just not going well. And the Rays, a couple of them hit Herman pretty well. I think Meadows in particular, who is hot right now, hits Herman well. So, no, this is not something where I'm going near Herman, but Glasnow, absolutely. I'm sticking with him.
Now, cheaper, almost $1,000 difference here on both sites is Alex Wood, 9.9, 8.7. Alex Wood's been very good. And Chris Bassett against Seattle. Again, not a huge strikeout pitcher necessarily, but he's been better late with them. I like the matchup against the Mariners for him. I think that you can save $1,000 and go with Bassett or Wood, or if you want to interchange them, you can absolutely do that. I'm boring Dan Harris. This is now the second time
I've been up since like 5, dude. I've been up since 5. I'm not you. I'm not
I've
the
been
Joey
up since
P.
quarter to 6.
That's what I'm saying. You've been up. That's what I mean.
It was the allergies. That's
for me, it was the dog. I don't know. Whatever it is, I'm very tired. It's not you, it's me. All right.
Oh, you're out late last night.
I know, partying. You know how I roll. Yeah.
Manscaping. All right, let's go with some of the GPP guys. You got Pineda against the Orioles at 7-5 on FanDuel. Yep. Robbie Ray at 9-1, Alcantara at 8 and 10K respectively. Big variance there. 8K on FanDuel, 10K. We'll talk about him in a bit. Then you got Hendricks at 8-9, 7-8, and Boyd at 8-5 on FanDuel. Also got Marquez at 8.2, who's pitched better lately.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about the Rockies more later. I think it's probably Pineda, right? That's your guy. You're targeting these cheaper arms as yawn number 3 comes in.
Yeah, we're on yawn number 40.
Can we get a counter for that?
A yawn counter.
I'm sorry. Officially, we've been doing a show together for 2 months, and he's bored with me.
Look, you can see I've been up for so long.
Did you have your cold brew?
I already had my coffee. I don't. Okay. You guys know I'm usually sipping during it. I already had it. That's how long I've been up. I've been up for that's not how I roll. I roll out of bed. I sit in the seat. I turn on my light and I click the link and then I'm ready to go. So I'm not used to. I've been up for way longer. Anyway, Pineda is absolutely fine. I back Pineda for the most part. The Orioles are not hitting these days, or most days anyway. But regardless, you can definitely throw them out there. I don't mind, and this is going to be a little crazy, I don't mind Robbie Ray here. Now, they're in Buffalo, by the way. This is the first time they're in Buffalo, I believe, starting today, because I think it was June 1st is when they left Dunedin, went to Buffalo. Buffalo, I don't think the park factor suggests it's a huge hitter's park, but it was last year anyway, watching it. But it can't be worse than Dunedin. Ray's been good against the Marlins. You mentioned Alcantara. I don't know. I just, the price on FanDuel, you're right, 8,000. I mean, that's very, very nice, especially with the discrepancy with DK. But I just don't think I can go there against the Blue Jays. I just don't. I don't
think you have to. I think Pineda at 7.5 is your cheap fade from Bassett, Wood, and Glasnow if you want to go in tournaments. Now, secondary arms on DK, especially Ray there, 8.5 is a very good buy. I don't know how long Weathers is going to pitch. But when Ryan Weathers has pitched, he's pitched well. He's just 5'5", and Brady Singer is just 6'9" against the Pirates. Also, Marquez is just 6'7" at home in Colorado. I think I'm going to vie on the safer side of things. Singer at 6'9" is intriguing, but Robbie Ray at 8'5". even with Buffalo, if you're not walking guys, you're going to succeed. And Robbie Ray, I think, just like Ryu pitched well in that ballpark last year. It didn't matter. You pitch well, you're going to pitch well. Taijuan Walker pitched well last year in that ballpark.
Yeah.
People forget that too.
I think with Ray, it's entirely about the walks, right? Because he's always been difficult to hit. And right now he's not walking people. So I think you can ride this as long as you want. I'm a little intrigued by Marquez, which sounds disgusting because they're home.
No, I think you're right.
I know.
I think it's 6-7
you mentioned it.
He's against the Texas
Rangers. I mean, God, he has he has the goods to every once in a while pop out one of these great starts in Colorado. So I don't hate that either. I think he's 6-7 on DK as a secondary arm.
6-7, yep.
I don't hate that. I don't
hate it either. If you want to give that a shot, or go with a Marquez lineup and a Singer lineup, that way you cover your bases in those GPPs. And I like how you're pretending to not yawn by like moving your hand.
No. I've fought it off, but that's my fight off. I'm like, all right, I'm good. You'll know if it's a yawn, man.
Now offense is kind of tough tonight because there's so many good pitchers on the mound. We haven't even gotten to the pick a side games, but there's a lot of good pitching tonight. So offense is really, really tricky. Something's going to blow up tonight in tournaments and be the weird thing. Like some good pitcher is going to implode, and that's going to be the difference maker tonight. Finger on the pulse, looking at those things, the possible outcomes of those. You could always look for a Hendricks being that guy. He has that bad first inning. There's a couple other ones on this board we're going to get to in a second where I think they're more likely, but I think Minnesota's that safe stack tonight against Baltimore. All of the Rockies, all of them in Colorado are 3K and under. And I mean under. There's one guy who's 3,000 and it's McMahon. The entire rest of the team is I don't know if I've ever seen that in all the years of playing DFS. Going back to like 2014, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. And it's intriguing to me. And I kind of want to play around with it. I kind of want to do it.
Yeah.
I just feel like, and you keep pointing out the Rockies are not good. But geez, if you're giving me that kind of discount on Colorado, I think I might take a cut there.
And it's a bit of a different story at home. Like it's not a good offense right now, and especially without Trevor Story. But CJ Cron is back, and he's super cheap. Brendan Rodgers is 2.1, Tapia 2.2, Hampson 2.4. Even McMahon, who is hitting, still only 3 at home against Dunning. Yeah, that's hard to avoid.
The sneaky stack today too, I think, is the Cardinals. Edman at the top of that lineup. Carlson looked good yesterday. You got Arenado, you got Goldschmidt against David Price, the lefty there. And I don't know how long Price is going to pitch. You might get into bullpen very early there. So that's another sneaky stack where I think, people see the Dodgers, they fade away, but that could be the offense that clicks tonight. All right. We got 2 4-outcome games. We got Strasburg and the Nats against Max Fried. Strasburg's 9-5 on FanDuel, 8-6 on DK. Fried is 8-8 and 7-5. And then you got Aaron Nola versus Sonny Gray. Nola's expensive still. It's been a little up and down lately. 10-1 and 10-2. Gray is 7-7 on FanDuel. Very cheap. 8-9. I'm going to run away from all 4 of these because there's so many other good pitchers on the board tonight and better matchups. That I'm going to avoid this. But I don't want to speak for you. What are your thoughts with these guys?
I'm in complete agreement. Okay. It's just, I on a smaller slate or on a slate without as good pitching, I would definitely sort of dig in. But as of right now, with all the options that you have available, I'm completely off both games, 100% with you.
All right, let's get to the lineup builders on FanDuel. Get your pens and papers out. You ready? Garlic smells good at 2.3 at the top of this order. And Rob Refsnyder, after running into a wall, is still a free square at 2.2 on FanDuel. Candelario, he's got like 26 games in a row where he's on base or something crazy like that. 2.6 for him. Kyle Tucker's just 3K. Whit Merrifield's 2.9. IKF is 2.6 playing in Colorado. Francisco Lindor, who does look like a better, version of him starting to click at 2.9. Yastrzemski at 3, Slater at 2.4, and Farmer at 2K coming off a big day yesterday. Again, 2K on FanDuel. That's a free square. There's your automatic glass now. Boom, it's done. DK far less value on the board. Yeah. It makes you want to go to Marquez or Singer or one of those secondary arms. Heredia is 2.7. Refsnyder's 2.2. Garlic is 3. And Albert Pujols is 2.7. That's about the best in terms of value. It's expensive on DK. Only way to go for it. All right, let's do it. Let's call our shot. I'm going to go first today. Nolan Arenado for me. That's where I'm going here against the lefty David Price or the bullpen guys. But he's got a 7.03 slugging this year against left-handed pitching. So give me Nolan Arenado tonight to go yard. Dan Harris, where are you going?
I'm going to Baltimore, where Josh Donaldson generally hits lefties pretty well in his career, at least from a slugging percentage point, much higher than against righties. I will take him against Bruce Zimmerman. Josh Donaldson is my home run call of the night.
All right. And once again, where can everybody go, Dan, to get their home run calls in and play, get their name mentioned, and along with penguins and other animals and things like that?
Seriously, fantasypros.com/chat. Okay, there are a million different channels in there, but they have the baseball podcast channel. I'm actually doing an AMA in there. It's for football, but I'm doing one today. Just get in there. If you're a Fantasy Pro subscriber, just, explore the space, look around, have some fun with it.
The space. I love that.
Joe, we haven't gotten to the new giveaway.
I've saved the best for last.
Oh, okay.
So let's go. So what is the new giveaway, and did we give away the Vladdy baseball? That's what I want to know.
The contest has ended 9 hours ago, so we will be randomly drawing the name today, though, at I think noon, and then look for an email, check your spam folder at some point off that. But regardless, if you did not win the Vladdy baseball, you might want to enter our June contest because, look, we left it up to the people, and we said, what do you want to see? An item from who? What do you want? The overwhelming response was Shohei Ohtani. So we have a signed Shohei Ohtani baseball for you for our June contest. Get in there.
It's also a football and a hockey puck. It does lots of different things.
Because that's how we can do it. That's what it does. Everything. Shohei Ohtani signed baseball is our June giveaway. So come on board. Again, you know how to do it. Leave a review for the show on Apple Podcasts or CastBox and go to fantasypros.com/MLB contest. Get in there. Give away a signed Shohei Ohtani baseball.
That's beautiful. It's so easy. It's free. Get in there. Right. You're listening. You're watching anyway. What's the difference? Get some free stuff. And if Ohtani wins MVP and makes me money, I guarantee you there will be some piece of Ohtani next year when you're watching the show behind me. Jersey, bobblehead. I don't know. There's going to be something there because I love me some Shohei Ohtani. So that's it. So that'll do it for us today. Very succinct show. Try to get some Claritin and somehow continue on today and do 2 more football podcasts. I don't know how. Could you imagine if I came to you, I was like, hey Dan, my allergies are bothering me, can't do the shows today. Oh, I'm so sorry, buddy. You got to sit back and God, do you know what kind of hell that would cause with Dan Harris? Do you know what kind of angry letter I would get in return?
Would be more in a letter. I agree. I would come down hard. I, for one, am going to take like a 3-hour nap right now. As you can tell, I'm a little tired. Then I'll be there, fantasypros.com/chat for my AMA today on our Discord. Go be there.
Arrested Dan Harris today at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern. You can't get better than that. All right. That'll do it for us, but the story of the game goes on. For Dinger Dan Harris, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids.